All right. All right. Welcome in,
All
everybody.
right.
We got everybody there. All right. Perfect.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, welcome to Straight to the Point. I hope everybody has had a great day so far. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. I'm your host, Toy. We got my co host, Giselle, down there in Houston. We got Dana over there in Tulsa. And it's me and Glenn here in OKC.
Oh, city or no city.
So, yes, thank you all for tuning in with us. And let me start by saying congratulations, Glenn, on your nominations for the People's Choice Awards.
Thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
I went and
Congratulations
voted.
on yours as well. I voted for you.
Listen, and did not know. You hear me?
Yeah.
I did not know until I seen it. I was like, oh, okay. I'm back in the
Hmm.
scene again. I look at God. But yes, but thank you so much. And do want to just let our audience know that Shalonda Lewis here in the Oklahoma City area. Every year she had, I think this the 11th year, I believe. I think this is the 11th year.
10th
She
year.
is it the
This is
10th?
the 10th.
Okay,
Uh
10th
huh.
year. Okay, she has done the People's Choice Awards, and it's just basically giving recognition to people that work hard in our community, and do it well, So shout out to Shalonda Lewis for doing this for so many years and staying consistent with that. Shout out to her, most definitely. I'm hoping that our podcast makes it on there one day.
It
We gonna
will.
get there. We gonna get there. But anywho, we gonna go ahead and get to some things. So real quick, I know we are still, let's see, I know this is the 21st, so we are still in Leo season. So if there's any Leos out there that's celebrating your birthday, go ahead and hit us up and let us know so we can shout you out. But I do want y'all to hear him wrap it up because us Virgos is coming. We coming. We on our way.
Oh, oh Lord.
We are on our way. So, but yeah, shout out to the Leos. Like I said, if you're celebrating a birthday, definitely let us know. Um, so I'm gonna, kind of turn it over to Glenn. Glenn, do we got any events coming through the city?
Of course, we have our regular lineup. Like we have the dope portrait going on tonight at the Ice Event Center and Grill. For the live music will be Thursday at Ice, Friday Trappy Hour, then
Yeah.
Saturday, of course, versus the live music again. If you guys are unfamiliar with Elmer's, they have their weekly show as well as the Tree Lounge
Yes.
around here. I'm trying to think if I have any other events on the horizon. I don't. Nothing comes to mind right now. But if
Okay.
we do have some stuff, if you guys follow me, Glenn Whitaker on Facebook, Glenjamin1914 on Instagram as well as Snapchat, I do post a lot of the local events that's going around the city, whether I'm a part of it or not.
Yeah.
So if you just want to be abreast of what's going on in O City, man, make sure you lock in and follow me, and I will keep you up to date.
All right. Well, we appreciate you, Glenn, because I know you be knowing if don't nobody else know. We greatly appreciate it. All right. Well, before we jump into any topics real quick, let me ask. All right, Miss Giselle, how is your day, darling? How's your day? I can't hear you. Yeah, come off mute for me, mama.
Look, my kids was talking. I was trying to make sure we couldn't hear them, and now you can't hear me. My
Oh,
bad.
okay.
But no, the day has been pretty good. I literally just walked in the door about 15 minutes ago. No, about 10 minutes ago from work. So I was driving like a bat out of hell on 610, 10, and 99.
And
Trying
you
to
do it
make
well. You do it well. She that's I thought I was a speed demon. No, no, she does it well. Go ahead.
I'm not that bad. Dang, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
Dana's my witness.
I didn't think, okay, maybe that's what they said. Okay.
She was making my poor little Cadillac. She was getting pushed to the limit. I'm like,
So
wait
no.
a minute.
But I made sure I made it here on time, like greasy face and all. But I made it here on time, so it's been going pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Miss Dana, girl, what you got going on down there in Tulsa? Y'all still cracking backs and stuff? I need to come.
Yes, we are still cracking backs. That is our pleasure.
Amen. I need to come.
Not
I
too
never
much.
felt so whole in my life.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
you need to come on. Yeah. Come on down here. We'll get you back aligned. But nah, ain't too much been going on down here. I wouldn't know anyway. I'm a hermit, you know.
That's all right. We're gonna get you out of that mode. We're gonna get you out that mode.
The devil is fine.
Such a safe space. Such a safe space.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right. I'm glad you're doing all right. Glenn, what you got going on today? You said you've been on the run.
Yeah, as always, but I'm actually getting ready to grace the stage here at the Ice Event Center in Grill
Yes.
with some my fellow poets for Dope Poetry. They're coming up on, if I'm not mistaken, 9 years, and we're celebrating the host's birthday tonight, which is Jay Wig.
Yeah, Jay
Mo-
Wiggs. Happy
Most
birthday.
people know him. I think one of the best ways that we could show him some love for his birthday is to support his black business. He is a entrepreneur. He does own Concept Productions. He's been doing this
Yeah.
for quite some time. Is actually how we met.
Yeah.
So y'all show him some love and book a photo shoot, book a session, book a video, book something with the guy to show him some love for his birthday. And then
Yeah.
also, of course, man, make sure you support my bakery, my business, Nacho Cheesecake.
Yep.
We're actually getting set and ready to do a couple of giveaways since we've been getting a lot of love, catering a lot of weddings here lately.
That's
Uh, we
awesome.
always we always like to give back, and then also we're getting ready for the return of Sold Out Sundays. As the summer gets ready to wind down, we'll need some places to still do our Sunday fun day without being
Absolutely.
outside. So insert Sold Out Sunday is something that I had done for about 5 years, and COVID derailed it. So now we're
Mhm.
getting ready to get that back started. Now, usually on Sold Out Sundays, I just do it at different various black businesses, just
Okay.
so we could kind of get some traffic in there with them. So we're going to start back up at ICE, of course. So,
Okay.
Toy, I'm gonna be ringing your line to have you as a feature a couple of times, and it's something real nice, intimate, grown and sexy, a little
Okay.
something different than what's been going on in the city, and it'll be
Nice.
from comedy, it'll be poetry, it'll be music,
Okay.
and it's more of along the lines of like a unplugged, if that makes
Okay.
sense to you. It's real
Unplugs are very
intimate,
nice.
like yeah. So you will really get a kick out of this. It's like unplugged slash tiny desk feel. So
Oh, I
you'll
love
like it.
it. I love it. That's dope. Okay. Well, I can't wait to be a part of that, Glenn. That's so dope. Well,
That's
y'all
it.
make sure y'all tune in for when it starts happening because y'all know fall and winter's getting ready to trickle on in on us. So
Yes,
our little
indeed.
outside events is getting ready to shut down.
Mhm.
Yeah, so okay. Well, glad everybody is good, good, good. Once again, we want to welcome everybody to Straight to the Point. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. And we just gonna go ahead and jump into some of our topics that we got going on. So let's take a look here. And I told him that I don't want nobody putting their hands on my daughter but me because I'm the mother. So what makes you feel like you could do that?
Understood. First off, it was something mutual between me and the father because your daughter was being disrespectful.
She could, okay, this is my thing. My daughter's not disrespectful. And even if she was disrespectful, I told him to not let nobody, no bitch, excuse me, but really not excuse me, to put their hands on my daughter.
Okay, at the end of the day, your daughter's not disrespectful to you because you're her mother, and I guess the ways that she's learning, you're teaching her. However,
Baby,
what
look,
I'm trying to tell you
it gotta
is
be
that in
something
my
that you
house,
said
where
to
I
her
pay bills,
for her
where
to
I
even
stay,
feel.
that it ain't gonna
Okay,
be tolerated.
okay.
The child's
Well, I'm
gonna
gonna say
stay in the
this:
child's
we
place.
can't talk together. We
Oh,
seen
we
together,
sure
but we can't
can't
talk
talk together,
together.
but what I'm telling you is valid, and I'm
Okay, so why you let her put her
And
hands
I'ma
on our
stand
daughter?
on it.
Because you know, what you mean what I'm doing here? I'm checking your wife.
Mm.
All right.
Oh my.
All right. So, as we can see here, this is kind of a conflict between a wife and a baby mama, which is quite popular in the world, no matter what race you are. This happens, you know. And so, let's get some opinions. Let's hear it out. And if you guys are viewing and you know you got your little 2 cents, you're welcome to hit our comment area, and we'll definitely answer back on your comment. But let's who want to start? Who want to start on? I picked on Giselle last week, so I guess
Mm.
I'll pick on Dana. Dana,
What's up?
what you think? Now you are kind of in this situation,
Right.
not to that extent, but you are, your husband, soon to be husband again, has another daughter. Is that correct?
He had a daughter in his last marriage.
Hmm.
Yes, he did. And that is my baby. That is my baby. There has never been a need to spank Celeste because Celeste is a respectable little girl. So I've never had to spank her.
Hmm.
But I don't treat Celeste any different than my kids. I treat
Hmm.
that child just like I popped her out. I love her just like that.
Yeah.
So um, I think some women don't like the baby mama, and uh, they treat the child some type of way. I've been in that situation before where my kids was treated some type of way because the girl didn't like me or whatever. But nobody's never put their hands on my kids. Thank God the girls was respectable enough to call their daddy, and their daddy will leave work and come and bust their butt, and that's that. I just think it needs to be a respectful thing, respect thing, a mutual respect thing. I mean, you wouldn't want nobody putting their hands on your kids, especially if they feel some type of way about you or whatever. So I think that's what that situation was. That lady probably felt some type of way about the baby mama,
Yeah.
and she hit the kid, and yeah, that hey, I probably would have went off because that's what their daddy is there for. I
Hmm.
understand y'all married and stuff, but they ain't got a respect for me. Don't hit my child because you feel some type of way about me. So you gonna do it. Your heart not gonna be in the right place when you do it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. Yes, some situations. Yeah.
But
Um.
I've never had to. Celeste is a good little girl. She minds. I don't have
Hmm.
no problems out of her. So I ain't never had be in that situation.
Got you. So now I did hear in the video where she had mentioned, this was something that me and the father decided on.
Mm.
Um,
Like he just a cream puff. Like he sound like he don't want to stand up to his wife.
it's
And yeah, his wife seemed like she's something. She's a humdinger to deal with. And he just a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? To do whatever the fuck she say do or whatever. Yeah, yeah. I said she can hit her or whatever. That's not her child.
mhm.
There's friction between them already. Why would you even allow that? Yeah. So
Okay, I got you there. Glenn, what you think? You're on the father side, so what you think?
Well, as always, it's kind of hard to really just decipher some stuff by just a small video clip,
Right.
because it's obviously some dysfunction there. If she took a belt to the child and the mother is coming back with the feeling some type of way about it, I'm still a firm believer in it takes a village. And
Yeah.
whenever you're in situations like that, which occur often here in America, it has to be some type of communication and stuff that's had, because we got to be real. Some of these kids, they purposely and intentionally act a fucking fool to create some type of tension inside of their relationship. Then
Uh-huh.
on the flip side, maybe the father and the mother just ain't on the same page. So the little girl is acting out because she trying to figure out what the heck is going on or want her parents back together. And so it led to that. Now, first and foremost, just to get straight to the point, I don't feel like you should get physical um, with someone else's child or your stepchild or anyone until a conversation and an understanding is had. Obviously that
Agree.
understanding wasn't had because the mother came over there. So that
Mhm.
kind of gives you an idea of where that relationship is, whether the child was
Mhm.
being disrespectful or not. Now, if the child put her hands on you or something like that, then by all means, you got a right to defend yourself. So
Mhm.
I don't think she should have got physical with the child, whether the father okayed it or not. Because it sounds as if a conversation wasn't had with all three parties, then I don't think she should got physical with the child.
I
Now,
agree.
I think conversation should be had with all about disciplining and all stuff. And I'm just
How to
going
go
off
about it.
what I've done because I have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got the grown ass kids and I got some kids that's still in school.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a conversation that has to be had, especially when you're at a certain level with someone where you're bringing them around your kids. Now they're
Mm-hmm.
obviously cohabitating, um, so it sounds like they've done a poor job with getting the communication together. Because if it's just fresh, then she shouldn't be putting her hands on the kid anyway. But
Right.
just listening to what she said, well, y'all let this happen at your house, it ain't happening in my house, and I pay bills and all this type of stuff. Like at some point, they all need to sit down and get on the same page.
Yeah.
And that responsibility falls on the father.
Yeah.
He
Mm-hmm.
knows that he's the common link in between all of this. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
He
he
is.
needs to get set both ladies down and have this conversation, and they need to get on the same page. Now, while I do think the stepmother should have a hand in disciplining the child, especially if they're building that relationship and having that rapport, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but as far as the whole physical sense of stuff, that's like a step above because I've had stepchildren before, and I didn't get physical with them. Now me and their dad, we had a conversation. We were cool, and he was like, "Hey man, they get out of line, bust their ass." You know what I'm saying? You're a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're a great father to your kid. I know who you are. You know who I am. You got that green light. He said, my son is truly lucky to have all of us, helping raise him. And that's what a real mature man does. Now, on the other hand, I've been in situations where the baby daddy like, oh fuck that nigga, or fuck whoever you talking to, whatever.
Yeah.
And they better not touch my kids, and they ain't doing shit for the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so at the end of the day, no, she shouldn't have put her hands on her. But also a conversation needs to be had because the kid doesn't need to be disrespectful, and the father needs to set the child down and let them know that, hey, this is a person whom I plan on, you know, spending the rest of my life with if that's how
Right.
the situation is going. I mean, they're staying together, so I would like to think that it's on a more serious level, and they need to iron all of that out. So it's mutual respect given to the mother of the child just as well
Mm-hmm.
as the stepmother.
Right. 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 I agree with that. I agree with
Hmm.
that. Miss Giselle, I'm gonna come on over to you before I take over the mic.
So that video in that small amount of time for me was very loaded. I heard a couple of different variants in
Hmm.
there. So I heard the mother say initially that I told him
Mm-hmm.
that I did not want
Mm-hmm.
anyone else putting their hands on my child.
Mhm.
She also expressed like that's what the dad is there for, right? So if she, let's just say that it is a situation where understand she's the baby mama, now she's the wife, that relationship did not work out, and for whatever reason the baby mama and the ex-wife, they just cannot seem to meet ends, like it doesn't work. And it could be the fact that the baby mama is still in her feelings in regarding to her baby daddy. It could be that the wife is so controlling that she don't want the husband talking to the baby mama. Like it's too many variants that could possibly be.
Hmm.
But what I do know is that there's a lack of respect
Mm-hmm.
in that trifold
And that
of
travel, yes.
yeah, and there's a lack of respect there, because if she told her child's father, this is my request of you, okay, be with you who you want to be with, do what you want to do, but what I'm asking you is, do not let another person put their hands on my child.
Hmm.
Respect that entity. What
Yeah.
he
Yes.
failed to do was to respect that entity, went around how she felt, and went around how she felt, and chose to handle it in a way that he felt like he could do. So he completely overrode her wishes.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
strike one.
Hmm.
Two, you cannot let someone who is not the biological mother, especially when they are active in doing something, come and say, well, I'm going to do this anyway. Because now that right there, that would have been an ass whooping.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Because if I
Hmm.
said, don't put your hands on my child, that's what I meant. I don't
That's what
care
I
that you
meant.
live here. I don't
Yeah.
care that you pay bills here, because when you acquired him, you acquired my child. That was a
Absolutely.
package.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
respect the space. I fought the husband for not respecting the mom. I fought the husband for allowing that situation to occur. Now, I do understand that, as Lynn said, now these kids, now they can definitely switch. They can switch it on and off real fast. I know that they can, and it could be a
Mhm.
situation where either the wife couldn't maybe not be kind to the daughter. It's a possibility. Could be a possibility that the daughter might be real sweet at home, but she don't like the baby. She don't like her, or it could be that the baby mama is talking negative about the wife at the house, so the kid is acting crazy because my mama don't like you. I don't like you either. Like there's so
Mhm.
many different variants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yes, like
Mhm.
the father at that point should sit down with his child and have a conversation and get down to the root of the issue. A
Mhm.
conversation needs to be had with the child, the baby mama, and the father first.
Mhm.
And then after that, they need to bring in the wife and have a whole quad of conversation to get down to the root of the issue. Like I said, it's so
Yeah.
many different variants. But what you're not going to do is tell me that you are not going to respect my
Mhm.
wishes as the mother of my child.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
going to do that. I do not feel that unless it is a situation where this man has been, or man or woman has been in this child's life from the beginning of time because the
Mhm.
parent was just completely absent and non existent,
Right.
there should be no laying of the hands. That should be a respectable place. Not saying you can't discipline my child, not saying you can't get on their behind if they out of line. But when it
Mhm.
comes to the laying of hands, these
Yep.
hands,
Yep.
it will be these hands. That's just how that's just how I feel. Unless there has been a conversation with myself. Now in my situation, my baby dad, we ain't gonna get into that right now. But still,
Yeah.
but still.
Let's get into it. No, I'm
I
just
know,
playing.
right? Because I'm definitely gonna get into it.
Other than that is, yeah. Look, he in
Okay.
Oklahoma. Look, he in Oklahoma City too. You probably gonna hear this shit. I don't give a damn. But anyway, so but yeah, so it's too many variants to just kind of pinpoint it, but there's so many
Right.
different scenarios. But the main thing for me is just a blatant disrespect. I asked you not to
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
You did it anyway, and now you got this bitch at the door telling me what she gonna do and what she
And
ain't
you
gonna do.
coming to the door telling me what you doing here? What you mean what I'm doing? I'm doing because you didn't do what I asked you to do.
That was a required snatch of both heads at that very point. And
I would have lost it.
then my
Yeah.
29 cents on the subject.
All right. Well, I totally agree with all of you in different aspects. So let me jump in real quick on saying we are definitely not our grandparents. Back in the day, the next door neighbor could whoop your ass and it was all good. You know what I'm saying? Mom and grandma, mama, they allowed that. But we are definitely in a different. Can y'all still hear me? I had a call come through. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we can see.
We're in a different era now, and which a lot of that is not allowed in majority of situations like this. Now, kind of going back to what Glenn had mentioned, he said, him and the dude that he was a stepfather to his daughter, right? It was his daughter,
No, it was his
his,
son.
his son. Okay, his son. It was a conversation that was made to specify, hey, I know you, you know me, and I know my child. And so if
Mm-hmm.
he tried with you, bro, go on ahead and put your foot in his ass type situation. There's a trust factor there. You know what I'm saying? That means he's open enough to trust you with his child in any circumstance, positive or if it has to get negative. He trusts you. I totally agree with all of you all when it said that a conversation between the adults always need to be had. I'm deeply in this situation. Okay. I'm a baby mama and my baby daddy is married to a woman. Okay. Um, in a situation like that, there was a time that I didn't think like that. I didn't feel like we need to sit down. How I raised them in my household is how I raised them, and how you raise them in your household is how you raise them. But as my son is becoming a teenager, I'm realizing that no, that's not it. That's not it. There needs to be some type of connection both ways where he'll understand that what goes on in your daddy's household is the same way in my household. Those same disciplines that he say you can't do it, it's the same here. But it's not always easy to communicate that between adults if there's so much friction in the middle. Shut up, Dana. You trying to say I'm growing up?
I wish I could. You just don't
Listen,
understand.
I mouthed it though. You didn't see me. I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Man,
I've come a
God is
long way.
good.
'Cause listen, they know
Yeah.
I'm an ignorant
Consistency
one
is
over
key.
my child. I ain't lying. And I've always had this bitterness to the fact of because she has never bared children before. I feel like that's definitely a no to put your hands on my child because you don't even know that connect of what it feels like to connect with a child, carrying a child or anything. That's what I used to think. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, in him growing up, he's about to be 13 in a couple of weeks, and just monitoring things, even his actions, his behaviors, and things that he does, caused me to want to reach out to his dad and be like, listen, we got to try to put a halter on what's going on with him simply because, you know, he's getting older and he needs to know that, you know, we're on one accord with these rules and regulations. I have that type of baby daddy parent that now he's on that mode of no. I mean, however you raise them in your household is how you raise them and what we do over here. So I'm just like, okay, well, should I be upset for him even feeling that way with there being a point in time that I felt that way? You know? So I'm just like, I do still stand on it. I don't allow her to touch my child. And it's been said. It's been said not only to them, but it's also been said in court in front of a judge. Put your hands on him if you want to. I'm on my way.
Right.
That's as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm the mother. The father should be in the household. And if he becomes disrespectful to you to that point that we need to get the parents involved in, let's work that out where his dad gets on to, or even if you need to reach out to me, I would rather it be that way than you to put your hands on my child or even put a belt to my child, you know. But overall, though, I feel like communication is key. That's the biggest key of the situation is communication, but it has to start with the adults, if that makes sense. I feel like it really has to start with the adults because we can't really put that pressure or hold that child accountable. You know, the only thing we can really do with that child is just make sure that that child respects all adults, which I don't understand what's going on in this day and time where these kids are so disrespectful to adults. I mean, half the stuff these kids will say to an adult, I would get backhand. Do you hear me?
Yeah. Well, you know where that stuff
Backhand.
started at? It started with the adults. We can't
Yeah,
be mad at the monster and not the creator. Come on now. You gotta
exactly.
understand. We can't a lot of them are doing what they were allowed to do. And what you will allow will continue. So if you raise a disrespectful ass kid, then you can't be mad when they get disrespectful, whether
Yeah.
it's to you or to somebody else. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm telling you that all starts in the house and what you
Yeah.
consistently do. It's like to touch on what you said, kids need consistency so they
Yeah.
get a firm understanding of what the expectation is.
Mm-hmm.
If you are doing it one way at one household and another way at another household,
It
then you're
confuses it.
modeling and teaching them some different stuff. Like you teaching them this
Exactly.
okay here, and this situation is not okay here. So guess what your kids gonna do when they
Mm-hmm.
get outside of your household? They gonna do some other shit
Yeah.
because that's what they're consistently used to doing. I act like
Mm-hmm.
this way in front of my mom, but when my mom ain't around, this is how I act. So you
Yeah.
got to be consistent. So you teach your kids that integrity. So no matter what the situation or the circumstance is, they know how to handle themselves because it's been
Mm-hmm.
instilled within them.
And still,
But that's a
exactly.
different conversation for a different day. I can
Yeah,
go all
you
day on
but you
that shit.
right though, because you'd be surprised how many kids are not taught to say yes sir, yes ma'am. My son, I wish you would not say yes sir, yes ma'am.
Yeah, not happening.
I had to teach a whole class of third graders last year when I was subbing at an elementary school. I had to start teaching a whole third grade class of kids. They yell, I said, I'm sorry. I don't know who birthed y'all and what y'all got going on, I don't know, and I'm not gonna get involved. But when you in this classroom, it is yes, sir, yes, ma'am, at all times. It took a couple of weeks for them to grasp it. You know, I'm dealing with 24, 25 kids in the classroom, so it took them a little while to grasp it. But baby, they got it because I would correct them every time. You said, yeah, what? Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, you know. We as parents need to really instill that in our kids. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Because that is so important as just part of being intelligent, first of all, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just shows respect to your elders. Even now, you know, when I'm around my elders, it's still yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And I'm about to be 41 years old,
You hear
Mm-hmm.
me?
you know, and these kids don't have a clue. We couldn't talk like they talked back in the day. It's a no.
Popped in the mouth.
Dead serious. A lamp or something get ready to start flying across the room. We couldn't do that, you know. So it's just surprising. And so when you run into situations like that and a child becomes disrespectful to the step parent, again, that's just something that needs to be addressed in all areas with the parents coming together saying, you know, hey, however they choose to do it, but just putting together, hey, you know, we got to raise this child. This child is already here, and then we can do about, you know, they're here. Now we got to put them in the right direction, you know, and if they see us bickering and having issues, then they're going to think it's okay to disrespect, you know, the step parents. So it is a lot that has to be done, and the key is communication. The key is definitely communication. So before we move on to our next topic, which is a lot similar to, well, we'll see. Did anybody else have anything else they want to say on this particular topic before we move on to the next video? Everybody good? All
Mhm.
right. All right. Well, we are going to hear from a mother of 7.
Mm.
7, and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. So this is a look. Hold on. We're talking about 7 children. Okay. This is no offense to you because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on one person is a lot to create structure in. So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals? You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own.
Yep.
That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father.
I mean, no disrespect. Oh my God, that tickled me though. So 7 kids at the age of 33. Now, our elders, they used to pop out like 25 kids. So, but at the same time, they stayed with the person they had them kids with. Majority of them did, you know. But let's hear from y'all. What y'all think about, whoever want to go first? I ain't gonna call no names, but what y'all think about this? I mean, because, you know, okay, we're talking about disciplined kids in a household. We talking about 7 now? What y'all think?
I mean, think about, we just had a whole conversation about just one kid and the communication that it takes to do with that. So you think about 7 kids, and I'm sure, I'm 100% positive they all from a various ages, you know, so they're at different parts in their life, so they're dealing with their own emotional stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing if they had 7, they probably were married. They probably were in some type of marriage or some long-term relationship to have bear 7 children. So I guess the what was the question? Was she capable of finding love, or what was the question?
With 7 kids, I mean, do you really see yourself being with someone that has 7 kids?
I mean, me personally, no. not 7 kids, and the reason being is I'm a real lover type of person. So
Uh-huh.
if you coming with kids, I'm embracing your kids just like they my own too. You
Right.
know, and that's a lot of getting to know people. That's a lot of coming into people's lives and stuff. That
Mm-hmm.
those dynamics that's really tough, and
Yeah.
especially financially. You know, because I'm a type of person that the type of person I am. I like to provide. I get a kick out of it. I enjoy being able to provide. I enjoy being able, if some shit goes sideways, putting my family on my back. So let's just say that's me. So we had 7 kids, then you add my 3, that's 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a really really big family.
That's the
And
Brady
so
Bunch.
especially in the sense where me and you are trying to connect and bond and really get to know each other and do this type of stuff, I think that kind of adds a hindrance to that. Now, why I feel like it's not impossible, because she may find somebody that just may not have a care in the world when it comes to finances, and may
Kiki
be so
Wyatt
open
did
there.
it.
Yeah, and they may not have kids and may not be able to have kids or want kids, and
Yeah.
so this person may be perfect for them. So I say, I I'm a firm believer and any damn thing can happen.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that she can and she will find love one day. She's not a bad looking woman, you
Not at
know,
all.
especially to have had 7 kids.
Right.
Um, but she had to be realistic and with her approach and realistic with her situation. A lot of men just not going to be able to take that on, because I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be real, that's a lot to take on.
That's a
And
heavy
some men,
responsibility.
yeah, some men financially won't be able to. Some men emotionally may not be able to even get past. You got 7 other kids. I'm gonna have to deal with that. 7 other personalities, 7 other people. I might have to discipline. Like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't know the full ins and outs of that situation, but it's a lot. So realistically, I feel like she still can find love, and it can happen for her. But the chances and the odds are a lot slimmer than it would be if she wasn't in that predicament. And I don't want to say predicament because it just sounds bad. Because kids and being able to bring life into this world is something beautiful. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's no knock on her, but we have to be real when we talk about the situation. Most people are not
Yeah.
going to want to come on and handle that task at hand. Now, if it's a man, some women don't give a damn. They he got 7 kids, that's okay. But to me, I think it's the same on both. If you got a man that got 7 different kids, especially if he's a real father and he's real active in his kids' life, it'll be the same thing.
Well, okay. Well, we gonna see what the ladies think. Well, let me ask you this though, Glenn. What
Hmm.
would you? How many kids? What's your limit?
What's my limit?
If you if
I guess
and I know you're dating someone now, but I'm just speaking.
I guess that would depend on where I was at in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just say at this present time, for me, I think my limit could probably be maybe 2 to 3 kids. I say 3 just to be fair, because I have 3. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
37, so some people my age we have older kids, so it's a little
Mm-hmm.
easier to make that adjustment. Because one of my the last things I wanted to say before I hand it off to is I'm
Yeah.
the type of person that when I build that connection, especially with you, if I have the intentions on really being around, then I'm building a relationship with your kids. So I
Mm-hmm.
hate to build all those relationships and some go south and it don't work out, because it'll
Mm-hmm.
hurt me, and I'm pretty sure it'll hurt those
And
kids
I heard
too, because
those
I would
kids
be,
too.
yeah, because I would be just as good to them as I was my own kids, and I know my kids too would be the same way. You know, just for instance, you know, my wife that passed away in 2020 showed she had a son, Zach. Zach became really really close with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So when she
Mm-hmm.
passed away, and we had to break them up, it was really, really hard on all
Oh,
the kids. You
yeah.
know, it wasn't just hard on me with losing her, but you know, of course, he was sad. He lost his mom, but he was also like, you know, basically when I'm coming home, you know what I'm saying? When I'm staying with you, he had to get to understand that, hey, you're going to stay with your biological dad now, and this is going to be your new normal. So
Wow.
it was tough on all of us. So that's why even when I was jumping back into the dating scene, when it came to people with kids, I had to make sure, hey, am I really trying to go here with this person? Because
Right.
I know how they care for their kids, and if I do, I know they're gonna want to bring me around their kids. And if I'm just a little fling or I'm just trying to fuck something, then I gotta
Yeah.
be clear because I don't want to be interacting with the kids and stuff, and then I'm in there and out of there. That's just a bad look.
That's honorable though. That's
I
so
think.
honorable. Most dudes don't do that, really.
Yeah, well, I got kids, and I'm not with with my children's mother, so I don't want nobody building these reports with them and then just dipping out. So I think
Right.
about that shit too, because I got two little girls and I got a grown ass man. So I don't want no
Mhm.
man building a bond with my son, then just hunching
Right.
on his mama, then just dipping out, and my son thinking that's just what it is and how you
Yeah.
should be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Okay. Well, Giselle, what you think?
I think that I 50% agree with what Kitty said first,
Mm-hmm.
because it was almost like it was a pickup and a throwback at the same time. Like,
Hmm.
yes, you can find a quality man, but do you have the capacity to do this? Can you, like, who said that she didn't have structure in her house now? She acting
Right.
Hmm.
like these kids is all over the place. I'm sure.
Right.
I mean, you can't. It was kind of like almost like prejudgment. And then the other part that I didn't agree with Kitty was she was like, "Well, I recommend that you try to work it out with the father." If she had not listen, you guys, not one, not three, not five, but seven children, I'm sure that
They
her leaving
exhausted.
that man was like the last
Mhm.
resort.
Uh-huh.
So, and you don't know the situation that made her leave. If she seven kids, you trying now you gonna start over with somebody else after seven children, and you know you got to start from scratch.
Mhm.
You know and you know that love is something that you desire, and you know that a relationship and marriage is something that you desire. I don't think she just ran off skipping into the woods with these seven children if it was not necessary. It
Right.
was not necessary. So
Right.
I'm like, you don't know you don't okay, and you don't know the situation. So I'm like, don't ever just be like, do that. And I did see her reaction when Kitty said that. She was like, no, never. Like, we can't do that again.
Yeah.
However, I do agree though with some pieces, like where she was saying that it is going to take a special type of man and a special type of someone to have the capacity to take on that addition. Prime
Right.
example. So I know that there are times and moments where, some may say that girl crazy. However, like for example, in my current marriage, I'm in a blended family. I went from
Mhm.
taking care of my one to taking on four girls. My husband has four daughters.
You all
And
right?
oh,
Right.
I'm great. We have the best relationship ever.
Okay. Good.
Low,
Good.
low key, my relationship with them is better than their mama. Yeah, I swag on that real fast. Like it's
Okay.
cool. We have
Good.
a great relationship, but it took some time, that took some bonding, that took nurturing, all types of things. And so, yes, with all of that being said, it takes time, but you have to be with a person or find that person who is willing to take that time and
Mhm.
wants to and is willing to take the time to make that bond and that connection with your children.
Yeah.
And I think that before you even allow that entity, because I agree with Glenn, like when I was dating my husband, he low key for real, he ain't seen my son for 2 years
Mhm.
because I don't believe in Uncle John and cousin Ben and Mr. Fred. I don't believe in none of that. You
Yeah.
will not meet my child. My child will not be anywhere around you. I went here, we went there. I came over there, we went there. But you not gonna be nowhere around my kid.
Yeah.
If he was at my house, my son was not there. And I was the same way. I'm like, if you have your kids for the weekend, I'm not coming. You understand what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Because unless I know that you are going to be a significant part of my life, there's no need to do that. Children are too impressionable.
That's true.
So
Hmm.
yeah, they're way too impressionable, and I don't like you said, I don't want nobody to. I don't want my son to think that this is the way things are supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to treat your significant other. This is not
Mhm.
the way the life goes. So whatever thought I was doing, my child was not privy to it. She was not privy to that, and I stand on that. But like I said, I just think it's going to take a special type of man, somebody who is willing to do that, someone who is financially stable enough to be able to take on that entity. I'm a firm believer, like even now, like when it comes to finances and a home and things like that, like my husband, I mean, I do pretty good, but my husband definitely makes more money than me, but we don't take on more finance than what I can handle. So just in case something happens,
Yeah.
we're good. So
Yeah.
now we're looking at how many ever children he got plus her 7. I mean, they got 2 basketball teams and a reserve, probably what it sounds like it could potentially be. So I just think, like I said, she can definitely do it. It's just gonna take, you got to do some digging and some vetting, but I think it's possible.
Okay.
Like you said, if Kiki Wyatt did it,
Man.
anybody can do it, because she did it 1 time, 2 times.
So
She did it a few times.
Yeah, a few, 10 times. This girl, okay, but that's another show for real. Like,
No, I'm talking about like actually remarrying. Like she was remarrying and adding on children to the children.
okay, I see what you're
that
saying.
she
Yeah,
already
yeah,
had. So yeah,
yeah.
I think what she got, had 1 kid, got divorced, had some more kids, got divorced, had some more kids, got divorced. But whoever coming in is taking them on. Now, granted, she does have her own bag. She can take care of her kids and the husband and everybody else. But
Definitely different.
that's a different situation.
Yeah.
But
And I
still,
said that right there, that's a topic that I would like to like take on within itself. I love Kiki Wyatt. I really do. She's a very dope singer. Do I think she's there all mentally? Not really. But that is definitely a discussion that we need to have one day, because that's a lot. That her situation is a lot. But let me wheel it back in real quick. So, okay, so thank you, Giselle. I appreciate your 29 cents, as you called it, on that. But let me ask you, if it was flipped, and I know you married, but we just in Wonderland right now.
Right.
And you were presented with a male that wanted to bring 7 kids into your life. Are you accepting that or no?
I just told you I'm not taking on no more finances than what I know that I can take care of on my own. I can't. I'm capped, and I'm gonna be honest with you. My husband was grandfathered in because, like that lady, all these children were from the same woman. They were from his wife.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is a whole nother conversation too. I ain't dealing with a whole bunch of baby mamas. I'll take what you want. It was grandfathered in, but I got to deal with these personalities and then a whole bunch of other different personalities, grown personalities. Yeah, I'm not doing
to take on.
It's a lot to take on. So it's variance in that too. I feel like it'll be easier for her to find somebody to deal with, have to deal with one person.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so here's the question. Would you rather have 7 kids and 1 baby daddy, or 7 kids and 7 baby daddies?
I just want one. Just one.
You see what I'm saying? So no, 7 kids, no, I ain't gonna be able to do that. Because that's 8 for me. That's 7 that plus 1, that's 8. That means, and there's 2 adults in the house, that's 10 people in the house. I ain't got that much money to go to Sam's.
Man. And as high as shit is nowadays, I totally agree. Because man,
I ain't got. Thank God for my grocery plug, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. Go ahead.
You telling me I got to drive to Houston to get that grocery plug? Oh man. Well, listen, Marnita said, let's see, she said 7 by the same man. It's more than just them coming together in between the sheets. You sure right about that. You sure right about that. Yeah, listen. All right, well, Dana.
Seven kids.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay, so me personally, if it was me with 7 kids, I would just raise my kids. I would raise my kids and I would look for love when my last one was going off to college. If it came along the way, praise God. But I wouldn't be looking for it. That would be the least of my worries. I would try to get all my kids off and on their own or whatever before I try to bring a man on, because you got to take care of that man too.
Yeah.
8 people to take care of, and myself. Yeah, something is gonna be lacking. It ain't gonna be me. So yeah, no, I wouldn't personally go looking for a dude. I would focus. I would put all my energy into my kids.
I feel you. For me, we about to split these kids because I need some. So where is the daddy? You take
the side. You know what I'm saying?
You take 4. I will take 3. I'll take 4 and you take 3.
Yeah. Well, somebody on the live said, "What if the kids were grown?"
Oh, Keisha Smith.
Yeah.
Yep, she did. She said, "What if the kids were grown?"
I
So,
mean, but in that scenario, they wasn't. That girl was 33.
Yeah. If the
Them was
kids were
big.
grown, then yeah, I could do it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They're grown as individuals.
they
They ain't got
grown. They
nothing to do with
should
what
be
we
out the
doing.
house. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the thing is especially depending on when you started having kids. Like I was a late bloomer. I had Kaden at 27. You see what I'm saying? So kind of depending on when you started having kids, it's like okay, you wait at that point. You got kids becoming grown. You're looking at what 40, 50 years old before you can get your groove back.
I mean,
Mm.
I'll be 44 this year,
Hmm.
and Cecil's 24. Rico's 18.
Okay,
Of
girl,
course,
Cecil is
and I'm
24. Jesus, how old am I?
Damn, I did start late. Shit.
I
yeah.
started. Well,
So
I was kind of early. I had my first one at 17,
Okay,
and
well,
then yeah, I
it's,
didn't have my
that's not.
next.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I
I
was
ain't gonna lie, after you
31.
have.
I didn't
I
have
was
my next one till
25.
way later. I had one in 2005. Then my next one went until 2012.
Keisha said, but they will have kids, so would you want to take on their kids?
Well,
I
I
mean,
did.
I
I
mean, if
did.
they, well, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Glenn.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry. You got the floor.
Well, I did. My soon to be has two baby mamas, three altogether, including me. So I have. I've taken it on. I mean, like I said, I don't treat them kids no different than me, but me and the baby mamas all got respect for each other, so there's no problem.
That's good. That's definitely a good key right there. Having respect for each other. What you got, Giselle?
No, I was gonna say, and I wish that I was in Dana's situation, but I'm in the exact opposite. I have a
Hmm.
great relationship with the girls.
But
But
not the
not the mom.
mamas.
They mama can't stand my soul,
Yeah.
and that's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's okay now. It was a little difficult in the beginning because we were combating my mama's feelings
Hmm.
towards here. But as you progress and you get older, you kind of see what is and what
Hmm.
ain't. And it didn't have anything to do with me trying to convince anything because I ain't trying to prove nothing to nobody.
That
But
part.
at the same time, when you get older, you start to see. So it can be conflicting. But I know the question was asked about what if the kids are older. And I think that too, even if the kids are older, I would say it would depend on the relationship that they have with their father.
Yeah.
And it would also depend on the structure that is set with them and their father.
Hmm.
For example, some children, even though they are older, are not, even though they're out of the house, or what if they had grown ass kids in the house? Hell no. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, is
I
that,
mean, but it's happening.
but because it's happening, right? But like, do they still lean on their father for everything? Is the father still financially supporting them as adults? Like that's a bigger bill. Like it's too many different variants to say, right? I think it's just gonna depend. Like, like I say we, so we have two in college, right? Um, one getting ready to go to the military, but then there's this
Okay.
woman who can't seem to figure out what she want to do
Hmm.
with her
Hmm.
life, and time is just going.
Yeah.
So we had to have the conversation yesterday. Nigga, what is you gonna do?
Yeah.
So no, for real though. Like
Yeah.
what you gonna do?
Because that
'Cause
reality after graduating hits. Like, okay, now I ain't carrying a backpack no more. Now
no,
I gotta carry
like
I
what
gotta
you
carry the real bag now. I gotta survive now.
yeah, it's like what you gonna do? And so, it's like we not don't let me come home from work and you grown, like real grown, because now you just turned 20. Don't let me come home and ask me what the hell we eating for dinner. Fuck you mean?
Right.
Like really, you should have cooked that shit already. Like
Hmm.
don't ask, don't ask me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but there's that coddling stage that I'm trying to break him from too. So that's what I'm saying. I think it really just depends. But seven, that number seven is just not a qualifier for me anyway. Like I said,
It
he
ain't
got
completing.
grandfather. No, uh-uh.
Seven is supposed to be the
It
I
is.
mean,
It is. completely out of my lane. You're right. It's complete. Very complete. She ain't gonna be able to do it.
I
That's a
feel
lot.
you. So Miss Keisha said, I dated a guy with many kids who had grandkids. I just couldn't do it. Too many damn kids with just my one. Just so curious. I agree. And this is the thing, Keisha. Taking on somebody else's responsibility is not for everybody.
Man.
It is not for everybody. You really have to be inclined with yourself, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Before you can take on the headache of everybody else. So I totally understand if you feel like it's not for you because it's not for everybody. And I mean, we talking about 7 kids. God bless that girl's soul. But yeah, we talking about 7 kids. That's just really a lot to look at. I mean, you almost got you on the draw on the whiteboard, like damn, 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the reality of that. And then you got to look at financial things dealing with that and the way the economy is going right now. Boo,
Who the hell finna buy them damn Christmas gifts? That's what I want to know.
birthday gifts and all of that, bitch. I ain't got time. You talking about both of us got to be on 2 jobs because we take no.
Yeah, that's a lot of ripping and running, especially if you are an involved parent.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
And that
you're
means when
gonna
they
want
start
to.
getting in high school and stuff and start doing sports and all, man, I'm
Yeah,
tired of thinking about it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Now it's somebody that's gonna be more than willing to do it. She just have to be patient enough to let. Yeah. She have to be patient enough to let that person come into her life, but she also has to be realistic on her chances
Yeah.
of really connecting with somebody. You know, because I know we like to say that politically correct stuff sometimes. Be you'll find somebody, but let's just be real. It's gonna be a lot tougher. It's not gonna be impossible, but it's gonna be a lot tougher. Even for a guy, if you have multiple mothers of your child, mothers of your kids. Sometimes some women stay away from that because they so used to seeing situations like that be dysfunctional. You know what I mean? I am very fortunate to have 3 kids and by 2 different women, and I don't have those issues because we have a good relationship.
That's good.
Between all of us. When it's not always modeled like that, and sometimes me having a good relationship like that with the mothers of my kids sometimes make people uncomfortable. You know, so I had to let people when I was dating, I had to let people know off top. Yo, look, me and the mother of my kids, we are good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they in the crunch and stuff like that, of course we have boundaries and respect when we're dealing with other people. But if they in the crunch, you know who the fuck they can call? Glenn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As they should,
If you out of source and you can't do what you need to do, then my kid is left hanging. You know what I'm saying? And plus, you know, our breakups or whatever happened with us wasn't something that was just really bad. You know what I'm saying? So we mature enough to bury the differences that we have because shit, truthfully, I was young as fuck, just like they were young. So we were still trying to find ourselves in the midst of trying to raise a kid. So we have that good, huh? Yeah, a kid trying to raise a kid, basically, especially when I was 17.
Yeah.
So we have that good relationship, and I know in the past, and that definitely should be one of our topics one day. I ran into some issues because people like, man, you too cool with your baby mama. You know, I'm like, what do you mean? Like we have a kid together. We, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good topic.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna go too much into it. We'll save that one. But I definitely wanna speak on that because the person I'm involved with right now, they're cool with the mother of my child. Now, one of my daughter's mom, she don't too much give a fuck about nobody else. So she's like, I'm cool. We cool. I can meet her. We can say hi, and that's it. I ain't interested in being kumbaya and all of that stuff. You know,
we'll keep it cordial. Simple and cordial.
Now my son's mom, you know, the person I'm involved with, they're really good friends. They when she comes in to Oklahoma, they go out together. She shows them around. They talk. You know, they cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, it's good when you can get that, though. It's good because you have a lot of situations that are not like that, where people are having a struggle communicating, and a lot of times it takes years for that maturity to kick in. I know because I can speak for myself. for things to sometimes get on one accord, and then sometimes things just never get on one accord.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always a good thing when you have a group of people, especially a group of parents that are raising children together that can combine and say, hey, let's just focus on these kids.
I think a lot of that falls on the man in the relationship, though, or
I
the
agree.
man in that dynamic. What type of man is it? You know, what type of energy did he give? How is he handling the situation? How is he leading out in it? Like, if you have, I don't want to say the right type of man, because it's really no such thing. It's just understanding and knowing the situation and having enough emotional awareness how to navigate it. You know what I mean? Knowing the mothers of your children and knowing your new partner and how to approach it to get the results that you need to get everybody on the same page. You know what I mean?
I got you. Well, that was a good topic, y'all. Felicia, hey Felicia, this is my cousin Felicia. She followed us when we were Tuesday night talk with the queens as well. But Felicia was saying, you know, try raising 8. Now, Felicia, I want you to kind of, even though we're getting ready to end our show for tonight, but I want you to kind of tell us more about that. Like, did you raise 8 by yourself? Was there a point in time you got divorced? Do you have different baby daddies as well? Tell us about your journey of raising 8 kids, because, I mean, you're right. I don't want to try it. I can't. I can barely get through my one. So hats off to anybody that's raising more than 2 kids. Let me just say that. Hats off to you, because I only ended up with 1, and I'll be crying. I'll be whining. I'll be whining like, you on my nerves. My bank account. Jesus. So yeah, I give kudos to those of you that, I know what I'm saying. But anywho, we are drawing up our time. We try to at least just stay on about an hour until we have those days where we have some good discussions. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. But we thank everybody that tuned in with us on tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in and even responding and asking questions and things like that. That's what we like to see. And, participation, should we say, group participation. So thank you guys anyway. Once again, Toy Lindley here. We got Glenn over there, Dana and Giselle. This is Straight to the Point podcast every Wednesday, 8:00. Y'all tune in with us, share it, like us on our page, Straight to the Point. If you haven't done that yet, please go to that page and like us, follow us. We are also located on YouTube as well, but we're taking baby steps on that. We're taking baby steps. Just want to make this public service announcement. I know you guys are probably wondering why I'm airing from my page, but due to Facebook policies that have changed recently, due to Straight to the Point being a brand new page, we will not be able to air from that page until that page is 60 days old. So we'll be airing directly from my page. We'll share it, and between all of us, we'll share it. That way everybody can catch on and watch the podcast. So, but you all bear with us. We're trying to get it together on everything. So did anybody else have anything else to say before we get out of here, guys?
No.
Everybody good? All right. Well, don't you party too hard, Glenn.
I'm not. I'm about to get up here and pour my heart out on this stage.
You do that. I'm going to be looking. Tell somebody to record. Don't even start. Be like, I need somebody to record because my girl Toy, she can't make it. But I need somebody to record for her because I want to hear it. You're very dope. You're a very dope person. So I know you're going to do well. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in with us once again. And we'll see y'all next week. All right. Y'all be blessed and stay safe. Bye, y'all.